I started using Facebook, especially with Bogey Hills, about 5 months ago. We really got into it. I use my fan page more for marketing than I have on my actual, on my own page, on my personal page. I have set up for my specific members to be able to interact with them. So I set that up as a group. When you do a fan page, you can't have groups. You can only do groups in your personal page. So if you have a business where you only want to talk with members like I have to, but you don't want what you're talking to them about out in the public, then you set up this group on your own personal page. And then you can chat and talk with them that way. On my actual fan page, I post on it at least 2 to 3 times a day. You can also have it set up where it can connect to your other social media places like Twitter and LinkedIn. So that way you're not having to log on to Twitter, you're not having to log on to LinkedIn to keep everything updated. Because if you don't keep stuff updated, people are not going to start paying attention to you. So you have to make sure you stay updated on everything that you do. I also try to make it somewhat personal, like I'm actually talking to my fans. That way, they just know that I'm an actual human being instead of just some computer-generated thing that's just pumping out marketing stuff to them at all times. That's another thing that's going to turn people off away from your fan page as well. They will either stop liking your page or they will just not even post or even look at it. They'll just kind of pass it on by. So one of the things you should do is try to make it personal, talk about, like yesterday I said it was an awesome day for golf. Hope I can sneak out there. Unfortunately I did not get to. But that way they can at least see that and people will start posting or liking towards it. And as you can see, I did, it goes directly to Twitter. So if anybody's following me on Twitter, they're going to get the same thing. If I post anything on Twitter, it's going to go shoot right back to my Facebook page as well. So it just keeps everything updated and going.
How do you get those?
I'm sorry?
How do you get those links?
You can, I believe on Facebook, there's I guess they call it an app where you can link your Twitter account to your Facebook account. And Twitter, I believe, does the same thing. Ken will be able to answer that a little bit better. I'm sorry? Oh, yes, where you see, like I'm at the St. Charles County Technology Committee and it has a little tiny URL right there. If you click on that, which I can, it should take me to the St. Charles Committee fan page. And then if you have a fan page or if you have another website, if you post and you can just click on the link and just put in that URL right there, you can, when you post something, like when I post, let me show you something. Show you this. I do a weekly e-newsletter. So right here you can see the weather looks great this weekend, and then I have my Bogey Hills blog. If I were to click on this, let me see if I can just open it. I click that link and it takes them to my blog. This is a great way to also have them go directed to your website. So if you have something going on your website and you want them to direct them to that, then this is a great way to do it. I always want to try to direct everybody back to my website if I can. Obviously we don't want Facebook to take away from your website. This is more of an added tool, so anytime you can get people to go back to your website, you want them to do that. We also do deals, so if you have a restaurant or if you have a place of business where you sell products or anything like that, you can do deals. So you can also do it where you can have them check in. Now obviously with me, I'm a private club, so only my members can do deals. So if you have a smartphone, iPhone, Android, whatever it may be, you can check in at my place and you can actually, the member will actually get a coupon on their phone which they can then show to a manager and they get a percentage off that you set for that deal. And you can see I got 86 check-ins. I checked in one time. And then I got 270 people that like my page. Obviously we're trying to get that up. That's actually grown about by 10 by this, I think Friday I had 260. So it's starting to go up. So the more times you post and the more times you just keep it going and updated, the more I found that you're going to get more people liking your page. And sometimes you're going to post stuff that might not even be pertinent to what you're doing. It's just more or less trying to get people saying, okay, this is a pretty cool thing, I want to like their page. Also, another huge thing is the likes that I decided that I liked on my page. So as a fan of Bogey Hills, I'm liking the St. Charles Fire Department, the Chamber of Commerce, the Young Professionals, Changescape. So if I see those things, so if Ken comes on and says, oh, Denny's Bogey Hills Country Club likes my business, I'm more apt to go ahead and click on Changescape or Bogey Hills and like them back, because they're doing me a service. Because anybody that comes to my page, they're going to see the St. Charles Chamber, Changescape, and St. Charles Fire Department, so they're going to want to click on those. Also, I do a quirky thing. I also do I have this thing called Bogey TV. I have it linked. I don't know if it'll pop up. If you see a guy in a weird hat, that's me. This is also linked through YouTube. I do video blogs for Bogey Hills on a weekly basis. I hope it doesn't play because it's scared. But I do, there, good, it's gone. But I have different videos. Some of them are funny, some of them are but the main thing that I use these videos for is I'm trying to connect with a younger audience for Bogey Hills Country Club. A lot of the stigma about clubs in general is that you have to be an older person to belong to the club, which is not the case at all. So I'm using these as a way of connecting to people my age and people younger, whether they laugh at them or not, what they're going to wind up doing. And in every single one of these blogs, I tell them to go to Facebook.com and like Bogey Hills. And since I've been doing these, I've gone up by 50, and it's been about 2 weeks. So I'm not saying you guys should do video blogs. I'm not saying you should jump up on stage and start jumping around and acting goofy or anything like that. But if you do video blogs with YouTube, you can do these, and then just talk about what you're doing at your club or what you're doing at your business, and gives them just another update and just another way to reach people. Does anybody have any questions? Oh yes, I did. Okay. We did set up a welcome page, so if you don't like it, for some reason it's not loading it all the way, that's why I kind of clicked off of it. Also another great thing, and I'll show you this right after I show this, but I think it's just because of the way it's set up, the projection. But if you don't like my page, you're going to come to this page, and in all actuality, it shoots down, and I ask for your email, your name, and I believe your phone number on there. It's just a great way to capture people, so when they like your page, you're going to capture their emails, so that's another way to generate and be able to send them stuff, because obviously, if they like your page, they want to get stuff from you. The only thing is you just got to be careful about not spamming them on everything all the time.
You can't see it here, unfortunately, but it also has links to his website for important things that he wants to drive people to his website for. Membership, golf outings, finding out about weddings. When they come to that welcome tab, when they first come to his page, they have the ability to go right to his website, right to the page. If they want to schedule, a golf event, boom, they can go right to that page. So that's a huge thing.
Also, reviews. This is an app that you can get on Facebook. I highly suggest this if you're a business to do reviews and have your customers review you and post it on Facebook. People will go to these. Number one, they'll post on their website or on their Facebook fan page. They'll post on their personal page, so all their friends will see it. They'll wind up going back to Bogey Hills' fan page and wind up liking it. So this is a huge. Ever since I've been doing this too, I've been getting a lot more, and people will start commenting. And sometimes it's not bad if you get a negative comment. I haven't gotten one yet. Cross my fingers. But if I do get one, that's a great time for me to be able to answer a negative comment instantly and almost nip it in the bud before it turns into this huge problem. And it's a great way just to be able to communicate with your customers. Yes?
How do you start that with reviews?
So you go to, when you go, you'll have to go through your personal page first. You go into the account settings, and you'll go to apps. It's either under account settings or privacy settings. It's one of those two. I always get those confused. Then you'll see the apps in the lower left corner. Click on that, and then just do a search and type in reviews. And then you'll see the reviews app there. You'll choose what page you want it on. You'll put it on your fan page. And then at that time, you want to put on your fan page and even on your personal page, I've got a review. Even make it where it's a link. Link it and say if you've done business with me, or if you know certain people, you can send them an email through Facebook that say, hey, I just got this review thing. Can you please post on here a positive review of my business? They'll do it. And the more you get, the better off you'll be. Yes?
How much time are you spending on all of this each week?
I spend about 3 hours a day. Roughly.
Personally, at work?
At work. Well, my job, I'm the director of marketing at Bogey, so part of my job is to be on this. I don't unclick off it on my computer. It's on all day. Just because when on my home page, where I go to Bogey Hills members, if a member wants to contact me, I can actually chat with my Bogey Hills member groups while they're there. I'm not saying that 3 hours is probably excessive. You probably get away with 15 minutes, really. But my big thing is if you don't post or if you don't keep it updated regularly, then people are going to lose interest in you. And the other thing is don't overkill with marketing. This is a deal. This is a deal day. Make it personal. Make it say, hey, this is what we're doing at the business, or it's sunny out, or we're going to go do this today. And anything that you post on your fan page is also going to post on your personal page as well. So your friends are going to see that as well. So, yes, if you like the page.
I know a lot of social networking is kind of nebulous. We're just interacting with the clients. Have you got anything measurable from this?
As far as new members?
Sure, members.
Yeah, I've gotten 2 new members from it. Both social members. They saw my fan page, they liked it, they went back to my website and requested membership. So yes, you will see, I'm not going to say it's going to be overwhelming. It's not going to be something, it's not going to be your #1 money generator. But it's going to be something that just takes your business and makes it personal and puts it out in front of as many people as you possibly can think of. And eventually it's going to lead into a sale, or it's going to lead into something. You're going to get a referral from it.
That's when you were posting, and it showed the Twitter bird. Is that coming in from Twitter?
Yes.
Okay, because we are connected all through Hootsuite, or I think is, we're connected through Tweet.
Okay.
And so ours is going out, but I don't have any bird.
I have it set up through Twitter, straight through Twitter.
So you do more Twittering?
I do both.
Okay.
Like if I'm on the golf course and I want to tweet, I just go, hey, I'm flying
So
golf
that
today.
shows that it came from Twitter
Right.
and posted on your Facebook.
Yes, let me go back just to confirm that.
Yeah.
Yes, yesterday from Twitter. So I do tweet, not that often, but I'm starting to get into it. So that's how we use it at our club, yes.
Yeah, I know how this links into people who are already friends of yours or whatever, but then how does it attract people who aren't, getting that link every day? How does somebody like me, who's not a member of Bogey Country Club, and how do I get to it, or why do I think to go to that page, or
One of the greatest ways that I figured out how to get fans is I do contests. One of the contests I did was, and I do it for my existing friends, is I'll say, hey, if I get, like one of the contests I'm doing right now, every 250 fans I get, I'm giving away a free social membership. Because I want to get to over 1,000 fans. Because the more fans I have, the more chances I have for impressions, the more chances I have of people seeing it. Obviously, if someone's really busy and then you start going down that ladder, you can, like I said, that's why it's always good to post more than once a day, because you don't know how busy someone's wall is going to be. So you might post something, and if they're not on, and then if they don't scroll down and look at older posts, they're never going to see it. So if you post 2 or 3 times throughout the day, like once in the morning, once in the afternoon, and once in the evening, or right before you leave work, the chances of being seen are much greater.
But then, those are people that are already connected, okay? What I'm trying to say is, how do you get somebody like me who's not connected to that to ever get connected?
Through an ad,
Okay.
to be honest with you. If you're not a friend of mine, and if you have, and if you're not a friend of mine, and if you're not a friend of mine, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
then you'll never see it. That's an honesty. So a good way to do it is to do an ad, and you can, and they're not expensive at all, and you can get your demographic down to exactly what you want it to be, and it will only post to those, like the ads that you see on the left side here. Like here's a sample ad that if I want to do it, this will go on like your fan page because you're my demographic. So I'll put that in, and then you'll see this, and then all you have to do is click on it, and you'll like my page.
Okay.
Carl, are you talking about on Facebook?
No, I'm on Facebook.
Okay, all right.
But how do I then get linked into this site, which, it seems kind of incestuous to me, in that only those, I think that's the right word, because you're only communicating with those members that are already on that page.
Yeah.
How do I get on, how does he attract me to get on that page?
So it really comes down to your reach. So either Denny's reach or your reach. You've got to have some intersection there. And so there are some reasons why you want to build your social network as big as you possibly can to expand that reach, because the broader you get it, the more likelihood that he might have a connection in common with you, a friend in common with you. And if you happen to look at that friend's wall, or if they comment, interact with anything that he posted, then it might become visible to you at that point. So it's in your best interest to build your network to be as big as possible.
But what he's saying there is that there is a way in which I don't know how much that costs, in which we can actually put an ad.
Yeah, you can do it.
On
Facebook ads are roughly $1 or $2 per click, so they only be charged when you click them. You can do a per impression model as well, but you can go in and set the price of whatever you want. If you're targeting demographics, you can do it by gender, you can do it by age, you can do it by college education levels.
Okay,
I
so
think
then,
we're less than 5 minutes, so.
Can't he simply tell his friends to post on their wall, hey, I saw this great ad, this great opportunity at Bogey Hills to be involved in their social network, and if they post it, then you'll see it because you may have a connection to that.
Right, that's another way of doing it.
okay.
It's not as specific as a demographic ad.
Another great way is to use your your offline strategies. So networking events like this, there's no substitute for face-to-face communication. But, Facebook is the next best thing. It is kind of the online version of word-of-mouth marketing. I've got a few more slides. Do you guys have just a few more minutes?
And the other thing too is anything you're doing already in any other forms of media, print or television advertising, put something on there and follow it.
Absolutely. Too often, though, I just see people, they make 2 mistakes there. One is they only put the icon. They don't give you the URL to make it easier to find your page. Anytime you make anybody work online, there's a likelihood you're going to lose them. And and they'll lose interest and they'll get distracted because there are too many other web pages that are out there. So make sure that you direct them. If it's a clickable link, if you have the ability to do that, or a QR code, you can take them directly to your Facebook page. But if not, make sure you spell out what the URL is for that Facebook page. And the other thing I see is people will put the Facebook icon and then they just drive them just directly to Facebook to their personal profile page. Again, you're making somebody work. So you want to really try and deliver them exactly right to your page. Okay, so I've got a couple more slides here. I apologize we're running long, but hopefully this is good. I think there have been a lot of good questions. So, okay. 4 minutes. I want to talk about some of the latest changes that Facebook made. Facebook is part, for those of us who work with Facebook on a daily basis, they can drive